Well, good afternoon and welcome to Alamein for a vital match in the Women's Premier League competition for Football Victoria. And this round 19 clash pits the second place Alamein, who are the form team of the competition. In their last 7 matches, they've won them all and conceded just 4 goals and scored 32 themselves. While South Melbourne's form, they're a young team, been a little bit up and down. They've won 3, they've lost 4 in that time, but at the moment they sit in 4th position. Same number of points as Heidelberg. They had a match last week that was washed out at Heidelberg due to a very wet weekend and a very wet week leading up to it. And there was another match washed out at Heidelberg overnight as well, so that match has got to be picked up a little bit later on. So they've played 1 match less, South Melbourne, than Alamein, but at the moment they sit in 4th position, same number of points as Heidelberg on 31, remembering it's a top 4, Bulleen in 3rd, Alamein 2nd and Calder clearly on top, but they've got a better goal difference of 6. 31 is their goal difference, Heidelberg's goal difference 25, so a vital game this for South Melbourne today, but with a very, very young team. Sophie Papantis is one of the good young players in this team. She's only 15. Leah Varley, 17, playing at the back. Good news for Alamein. Melissa Barbieri, one of the greats of Australian football. Women's football was back after a 3-week media sabbatical in the World Cup in Paris, where Australia were eliminated last week. Unfortunately, disappointing loss for them. The Matildas, of course, played a lot of football for the Matildas over the years, Melissa Barbieri, and played with 4 W League teams. As we get ready for a start, there might be a change to the team sheet now. I just need to find out if there's a change to the team sheet. And the coach is chatting to the ref about whether there can be a change to the team sheet. And the manager and also the coach thinks that South Melbourne have made a change to the team sheet. We'll find out a little bit more later on whether that's been confirmed. So we're nearly ready for a start. No Jacinda lining up today for the Alamein team, one of their star goal scorers. She scored 9 goals for the season. Rachel Alonso leading all comers at Alamein with 17. And Kelsey Minton leading all comers with 11 at South Melbourne. So this season has sort of fallen away a bit over the last 7 weeks or so, but they'll start things straight away. Sakalis, though, turns it over the sideline, over the far side, and straight away Sandhu to bring her team into attack. At the Keong end, good play by Lucy Johnson, but taken comfortably now by Hollingsworth down the right-hand side. She's one of the key players. She cuts inside now. Sarah Richardson back to Hollingsworth just outside the 10-yard box. Some pressure straight away for Alamein. Sandhu goes down the left-hand side, and now they look to try and build, but another turnover. Long ball goes right across the goal face and over the byline. And Alamein have to reload straight away. So a bit of drama early days about a late team change. And Alamein didn't seem happy. So I'm under the impression it was South Melbourne making a late team change. Number of fresh faces in this South Melbourne side. All youngsters, as their team manager said to me before the match. Not afraid to pick youngsters. They picked up a few from Bayside having a poor season, when players were able to change clubs. They lost Alexandra Gummer, who was a good player early in the season, to Calder. She'll be starting off the bench in that very strong team. But they picked up Dottie Rendis. Shelby Green is lining up today for South Melbourne. And Felicity Georgopoulos, who's not playing today, all from Bayside. So now Alamein looking to build at the back. Long floating ball. Jana Lawson is there, but Leah Varley, who's only 17, but her age is understated, really, with how well she plays, having seen her play a couple of times this year and been so good. Particularly in a game earlier in the year against Bayside where they're under pressure, but she was so good at the back, combining with Aratzis. So a long ball comes out from Erin Hudson. Nodded back inside the attacking half for Alamein. Varley gets a little boot on that. Goes out to Richardson. Sandu at the back now for Alamein. Goes back now in the direction of Tay. Tay down the left-hand side. A through ball, but at the back, South Melbourne put it over the sideline. Rushing it a little bit. And Alamein now in possession, just outside the penalty area. The throw, stopped again by South Melbourne. Back now, trying to control it. This is Tay, a long ball, goes right across the goal face and over the byline. In fact, it came from Alonso. Getting an early possession. Shelby Green, another one who's come from Bayside with the job on Jana Lawson at the moment, who always gives them a lot of run. Down the left or right-hand side. And South Melbourne defending at the Keong end. So Erin Hudson to bring it back into play. Had 4 clean sheets this year, South Melbourne, who were the winners of the Premier's Plate last year but didn't win the grand final. That was won by Bulleen. Alamein have been perennial finalists in recent times. Really found their form impressively in recent weeks. So Jana Lawson scored 7 goals, back into play inside the penalty area. A little pass by Alonso. Turned over though. Here's Hollingsworth and has it taken over the sideline. Good play by Alamein, but possession for Shelby Green. Little pass to Hollingsworth, try to get it back to Green, but Alonso gets in the road, but Green does well to push her off it and win it for South Melbourne. At halfway, taken by Richardson. Richardson gets it towards her teammate who does well in Pollock. Now a pass out wide again by Sakalis towards the right-hand side. Richardson there. She gets a little lobbing pass in, but well controlled inside the box by Barbieri. And they've had 7 clean sheets this year, Alamein. They've been so good, as we've said, in the last 7 weeks. Dominating proceedings. Sandu receives down the right-hand side now for Alamein. Looks to build. She comes inside. Good pass. Missed by Johnson. She allowed it to go to Lawson. Here's Alonso, but the pass had too much on it. And it's scooped up inside the penalty area by Hudson of South Melbourne. Out to Varley now. Varley goes into the middle of the pitch. Pass is okay now to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth gets it back now to midway to Richardson. Her pass is knocked down again. Good defence at the back by Alamein. Little pass out wide. And they can build again through Sano, but Sano's pass is chopped off at halfway for Alamein by South Melbourne and taken by Lay, and having to go back is Green under some pressure from Alonso, who's pressing up hard and defending. The defensive kick from Hudson put a teammate under the pump. It's turned over at halfway. Here's Alamein. The pass a little bit too long, had too much on it, and it goes over the sideline from Marielle Pastor. One of 12 goal scorers for Alamein this year, 7 goals in 5 games. And Erin Hudson looking to control again. So she's saying, I'm going to kick it long. Overcast conditions. It's nice and flat towards the halfway. Headed down. Controlled by Alonso. Alonso a through ball to Lawson. Lawson's inside the penalty area to the top of the 10-yard box. And it's in. It's in, a magnificent goal for Alamein. Terrific cross by Lawson. And they score, Alamein. There was nothing that Hudson could do. It was a beautiful pass. She came down the outside. And that is an excellent start by Alamein inside the first 10 minutes as they score a goal. And getting on the end of that to put that particular goal away was Catherine Goff. Her 5th goal of the season. She was camped right in the middle of the 10-yard box. There was nothing that Hudson could do as it all run down there to put pressure, and the defenders were caught out. So South Melbourne under the pump early days. Alamein knowing how to score early. Green will receive on the switch, but slightly flat-footed. Lawson nearly pinched it from her. She goes back now. Haratzis has it at the back. Gets a little pass out wide. Down the right-hand side. Good ball. Not taken cleanly by Richardson. Stopped at the back again. Good play, Pastor. Long ball towards Sandhu. Running onto it. She might run out of room. Almost over the sideline. She keeps it alive. Looking to come inside again. Crosses to Alonso! She volleys it inside the 10-yard box. Another magnificent cross by Alamein, and they lead 2-0. What a finish by Rachel Alonso, 18th goal of the season. And once again, the South Melbourne defenders caught napping, trying to get back. We know they're a young side, but that is just fluent, brilliant football. And Akisha Sandhu's pass was perfect. And Rachel Alonso volleying it home, nothing Erin Hudson could do. And this is a brilliant start by Alamein, 2-0. They are belting teams, scoring goals at will at the moment as they get ready to have a crack at the title. Sarah Richardson down the right-hand side. Some pressure for Barbieri. She stops it as Richardson came inside the byline. They keep it alive again towards the top of the area. Shot, scores! Well done, South Melbourne on the counter-attack. The defenders were flat-footed, and South Melbourne get one through Sakalis. Barbieri stopped it, knocked away, and then Sakalis was able to get it past her on the right-hand side, and it's 2-1. It was a good stop originally by Barbieri. Again, it was loose marking by Alamein. They were caught napping a bit, and they're quite fleet-footed, South Melbourne, so they get one back. This could be a really high-scoring game. Haven't played 15 minutes, and it's 2 Alamein, 1 to South Melbourne. Good play by Pastor to get it down to Sano. Green's at the back, supported by Varley. Varley wants it to run out. Now she's got 2 opponents on her, the young 17-year-old, and it's over the byline in the end. Just slight lack of experience by Leah Varley. As she tried, she was just hoping that the ball would go over, but she realised she had to play it when she had 2 opponents pressing hard on her. Terrific goal by Sakalis and South Melbourne to fight back after they were stunned, giving away 2 in the first 10 minutes. And then Melissa Barbieri just couldn't quite stop it, and Sakalis put it away. So Sandhu lobbing ball towards the left-hand side, headed away to safety by Kelsey Minton, who scored the most goals for South Melbourne this year, and it lands safely with Hudson. Hudson a rolling ball, just back inside the attacking half for South Melbourne. Stopped by Sano as a fine defender. Down to Lucy Johnson, to Pastor. Good ball, looking for Alonso. Alonso is stripped of it now. Good play by Leigh for South Melbourne. Leigh gets it out wide. Hollingsworth pushes away past Sano. Inside the attacking half, the American import. She does well, 2 opponents around her. Goes for a pass inside. This is good. Another ball now to Richardson. Top of the area. She tried to find a pass outside. Good defence at the back by Alamein, but in the end Richardson comes in and ensures that it's punched over the byline as the Alamein defence couldn't get a clearing kick away from the 10-yard box. 2-1. Frenetic start. Barbieri out to the left-hand side. Tay. A turnover, bad play by Alamein, taken by Sakalis. Up now to Richardson. Richardson scores! She gets it past Barbieri. And then to make sure of it, it was probably just hanging around on the edge of the goal mouth. It was put away by Jamie Pollock, but Richardson was running out of room, got the pass past a diving Barbieri, who seemed to have the right-hand side covered, and as I say, it was just hanging around on the edge of the goal mouth, and it was put away for good measure by Jamie Pollock. So I'm not sure whether you give the goal to Richardson or Pollock, but whatever. South Melbourne, after conceding 2, have hit back with a vengeance. It's 2-2. What a start. Both teams' defences virtually non-existent. Johnson lobs it, getting in the road, but putting it back defensively was Pollock. And it means now that they've got the ball again through Pastor down the right-hand side. 4 opponents around her for Alamein. She wants some support, tried to get it to Sano. Taken by Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth nearly stripped of it. Sano gets back. Hollingsworth all over her. Free kick to go to Alamein. 2-2 the score. Incredible start here. So free kick to Sano, about 15 yards out. Most of the players hanging around towards the left-hand side of the penalty area. Good lobbing ball. Couldn't get a boot on it. Johnson falls down to Pastor. Then it's headed away by Haritzis for South Melbourne. Little pass out wide now. Taken by Sano. Sano curling ball. Alonso's there. Went for the header. But well done by Hudson. Did a very, very good job to get across on that left-hand side and cover it. And a good reactionary save by Erin Hudson. I think it might have gone astray anyway, the header by Alonso, and she had trouble controlling that. But it was a good attempt. So Hudson, though, puts it over the sideline with a very errant kick in and winning it back inside the attacking half for Alamein Sandhu. Nice ball, turned over, though. They head down the right-hand side, South Melbourne. They've got defenders at the back now. And Alamein go back now to Barbieri. Long ball inside the attacking half. Shelby Green is there, waiting for it to bounce. Lawson looking for a way through. Shelby Green slightly indecisive. Goes back to Varley. Varley a good through ball. They can set it up now. Inside ball to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth tried to pass it back to Pollock, the captain. And then Alamein boot it down the field. And it'll be vacuumed up at the back by Hudson. 2-2 the scoreline. Incredible start here. Both teams have played each other twice. They had a draw, and Alamein won the other meeting 2-1. Headed away over the sideline by South Melbourne, Sakalis. In fact, Alamein also involved in that, and South Melbourne will have possession. Both defences not able to set up the way they like. Both teams very attacking. Richardson shoved off it. Sandhu going to be a free kick. It'll go Alamein's way, right on halfway. The throw's okay. Attacking it, Alonso. Couldn't take it cleanly. Through ball, Sandhu, but at the back. Haratzis is there again. Very reliable defender. She had an opponent come at her, so she goes wide. It was Goff, one of the goal scorers so far. And then last team to touch it was Alamein, as Richardson kicked into the foot of Goff, and South Melbourne in possession down the right-hand side. In overcast conditions. It's 2-2. Frenetic, frantic start here. It's rolled on again by Minton, but couldn't be kept alive by Sakalis. Although I think that Alamein had the last touch. So Melissa Barbieri under the pump. She made a good save the first time round when the first goal was scored, but she couldn't quite control it. It's finished off, and then the second one was a great piece of play by Richardson, who beat her all ends up as she covered the right-hand side. Now they've got it inside the penalty area, South Melbourne. Now a long attempt by Lay as it came back to her, but all she could do was put it in the waiting arms of Melissa Barbieri. Pass now, and Alamein building. A good lobbing, chipping ball, but headed down cleverly by Pollock. Pushing ball through again towards Richardson. Richardson inside the penalty area. Has it turned over. Back to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth, though, has her pass headed away again by the defensive Alamein. Back now towards Lay. Lay, two opponents around her. One of them, Lawson, gets a through ball again. And it's going to be offside. Trying to get on the end of that was Minton. Both coaches quite animated early days. Johnson receives in midfield as they now approach the attacking half, Alamein, but she turns it over badly. Good defence by South Melbourne. Heading down the right-hand side by Papatanis, who's only 15 years old, and she brings it inside the attacking half. And now they've got Sakalis combining with Minton and Richardson, and Papatanis again involved, but over the sideline. South Melbourne pressing again inside their attacking half. Going to the Hawthorn end, cleared by Alamein, just outside the penalty area. Trying to head it, but a bit of a shove by Minton against her opponent in Pastor, and it will be Alamein's ball just outside the penalty area in the defensive half, although Barbieri is going to take it. Emma Checker defending there at the back with her. And the captain today for Alamein comes out now to Tay. And then Sandhu, that pass was a nothing pass. It was a through ball, but nothing on the end of it. And cleaned up at the back by Hudson for South Melbourne. She's conceded 2. So has Barbieri. It's 2-all. A rip-roaring start here. Round 19. The Women's Premier League. Football Victoria. Dan Lonigan, your commentator today. Lawson goes back now to Checker, and Checker will defend to Barbieri. Barbieri lobbing long, well inside the attacking half. Varley's tall, but she couldn't get a header on it. Lawson on her own now. Hollingsworth comes at her. She shoots, but it's stopped by Hudson. Didn't get enough pace on the attempted strike. Hudson, though, was under some pressure. All she could do was just get a boot across and put it over the sideline. In fact, there has been a change with the goalkeeper. It's not Erin Hudson. The goalkeeper is Karatsakos, number 22. Erin Hudson was the original goalkeeper, but I've just seen the number, and it's Karatsakos who's come in as the goalkeeper, replacing Erin Hudson. So it's going to be a corner kick, and Sandhu will take it right up to the goal mouth. Karatsakos gets a hand on it. Cleared by Hollingsworth outside the penalty area. Pouncing on it again, though, Alonso. They'll bring it back towards the penalty area again. Attacking half for the Alamein team. Check it. Deep in attack now. And they have it at halfway. Goff getting involved. Down the right-hand side, a through ball. Wasn't great. Had too much on it from Jessica Tay, and it's over the byline. So Karatsakos, just repeating, that was why there was some consternation between both benches at the start, and the ref, that Erin Hudson on the team sheet I had was going to be the goalkeeper, and I've only just seen the number of Alexa Karatsakos, who's the goalkeeper, and she's conceded a couple of goals. So they weren't goals conceded by Erin Hudson. Headed away by Alamein. They keep it inside their attacking half, almost in the penalty area. Good defence though by Shelby Green. Headed down again by Tay. Little beat on it, Pastor. But at the back, stopped by South Melbourne once again. But Hollingsworth wasn't there to pounce. Pastor, a clever ball. Down the right-hand side, Sano. Controlling it now, Goff. Goff's high ball to the edge of the penalty area. Headed away by Haritzis. But down to Johnson. Johnson rolls it cleverly. And they combine nicely now, Alamein. This is Yakonis. Yakonis in the long sleeves. Goes out towards Sano. Sano just inside the defensive half. Building again, Tay. Trying to put passes together. But Pastor couldn't. Going to ground. Getting studded was Leah Varley. Leah Varley is writhing in agony. I think they might stop it here in a minute as they're a player down as a shot comes from Johnson, but she completely misses and just goes past the left-hand side. And Leah Varley is in some trouble here. It's 2-all. And the coach of Alamein, he's very animated. He's saying they're a bit flat. He wants the team to move around a bit more. She doesn't look great. She's limping off, young Leah Varley. Just 17 years old, and as their coach said to me and their manager before the game, that they are a very young team. They're not afraid to pick youngsters, and they feel that it could be enough to get them into the top 4. They've got to play that match against Heidelberg in a month or so's time. The match got washed out last week. There were a couple of matches washed out last week. So they're not subbing her out. She's just going to get some treatment on the sideline. So they'll be down a player for a minute or so. Karatsakos out to the right-hand side. And Richardson has trouble controlling it. It's going to be a pretty good year, Sarah Richardson. And Sandhu winning possession inside the attacking half. Gets it to Johnson. Johnson now looks to lob it long. Sano's on her own, just inside the defensive half for Alamein. Brings it inside the attacking half. Nice little pass towards Pastor. Pastor rolls it past Green, but Hollingsworth's there at the back to try and cut it off, and does, but again puts it over the byline, and I think that you might find will be a corner kick, or was it just on the sideline. It was very close to where the sideline of the byline meet. No, it will be a corner kick because the girl that takes the corner kick is Anishka Sandhu, one of the players that Alamein picked up from Geelong Galaxy this season. So good news, Leah Varley's gone back on. She's got some treatment. She's standing right in the heart of the 10-yard box. Most of the other players are at the top of the penalty area. And now they'll move. Sandhu low pass. Can't be controlled. And then the shot by Jessica Tay, as she received it in the 10-yard box, just goes over the crossbar. She got something on it, but not enough to control it or control the elevation. So 2-2. Alamein scoring twice inside 10 minutes. Alonso and Goff quickly followed by Sakalis after Melissa Barbieri made a good save and then she wasn't able to get it back. She knocked it away and Sakalis knocked it in, and then Richardson, a lovely cross, almost went over the line, but it was completed comfortably by Jamie Pollock. So it's 2-2. So in the end, South Melbourne having to go back to go forward. Karitsakos down towards Haritsas, who had her pass run down, and in the end, it's off South Melbourne, and they win possession back inside their attacking half. Alamein through Sandhu. Sandhu tried to get it to Lawson. It's been fairly quiet so far in the first 25 minutes or so. Haritsas, a little pass. Back to Pastor on the edge of the penalty area. Long ball. Too long for Lawson. She and Green in pursuit. And over the byline. Goal kick for South Melbourne. Second playing fourth. And Alamein took second from Bulleen a couple of weeks ago. Bulleen losing consecutive matches to Alamein and Calder. Hitting back last week, though, with a good second half against NTC. In the long season, all teams go through a bit of a flat spot. Calder have lost 2 games. I wouldn't say they've had too many flat spots, though. Long ball towards the halfway mark inside the attacking half for South Melbourne. And it's put over the sideline by Sano for Alamein. And again, Shelby Green will win possession for South Melbourne, this famous football club. She's got Hollingsworth at close quarters. Checker's going to see it over the sideline. As Jamie Pollock tried to keep it alive and she couldn't. Taken by Sano to Lawson. Lawson had Green hanging on, and Lawson in the end couldn't control it. Right in front of our commentary position, broadcasting from the roof. And again, high ball from Sano. Well inside the attacking half. Alonso giving away height. Nods it over the sideline. And I think that you'll find that it'll go against South Melbourne. Behind her then was Lay. That ball goes inside the attacking half. Controlled by Alonso. Alonso under pressure. Stripped of it by Cindy Lay now. He's been pretty good for South Melbourne so far. Through ball down the left-hand side. No one on the end of that for South. And again, over the sideline. And it will be an Alamein ball. The beautiful colours of red and blue up against those traditional South Melbourne colours of blue and white. 2-2 the scoreline. Ripping game of women's football. Football Victoria, round 19 action. And a bit of pushing and shoving. That was a good attempt by Alamein's Yakonis to try and win possession. She couldn't. And now Richardson, who's clever, goes out wide to Hollingsworth, to the top of the area, trying to control it. Minton back to Hollingsworth. Does well again, but getting a boot on it to try and push it away is Tay. Now a long shot from well outside the penalty area by Sakalis, but it rolls along the grass and it's scooped up at the back by the goalkeeper Barbieri. Long ball. And she was trying to get it on the left-hand side, but it can't be controlled properly by Emma Checker of Alamein. And it will be a South Melbourne ball. Be taken by Papatsanis, just 15 years old, getting a regular spot in this team, indicating the talent we have in women's football at the moment. As Sakalis pushes it forward again to Minton, down to the right-hand side, trying to find a way through. Pollock couldn't. Comes back now to Sakalis, to the top of the 10-yard box. Hollingsworth's here, 2 to beat. Good defence by Alamein. Hollingsworth's there again. She shoots it past Barbieri, and South Melbourne are in front. Great goal, South Melbourne. It was a good contest. She had 2 to beat Hollingsworth in the penalty area. She controlled it brilliantly, the star American, and she found her way home. And from 2-0 down in 10 minutes, South Melbourne are in front 3-2. Goal fest at Alamein. Incredible performance by Mia Hollingsworth. She remained cool, calm and collected. She didn't panic and she found her way through despite having two opponents pressing her hard near the top of the 10-yard box. She managed to beat them and then rifle it past a despairing Melissa Barbieri on the right-hand side. Alamein have not conceded 3 goals in a match for a long, long time. It's been 4 in the last 7. And now they're down the left-hand side. Urgency in their play. Sandu looking to get it, running out of room. And it was good play by Papasanis to see it over the byline. She conceded it. So they're getting a lot of corner kicks at the moment, Alamein, but they're down 2-3. What an incredible game of football this is. And how will South Melbourne go about it now? Their attacking style's working, but do they go into a defensive mode and maybe park the bus a bit and make it hard for Alamein to penetrate and get through? We know they like to attack. This is a nice deep corner, but a little bit too deep. It rolls, when I say rolls, it flies across the goal face and easily over the byline. And in the end, there was no work required by the goalkeeper, Alexa Karitsakos, who it appears was a last-minute inclusion for Erin Hudson, much to the chagrin of Alamein. We will confirm that at half-time. I was already in the commentary position when that started. And there was a bit of a heated exchange between the two coaches and also the ref, who handled it very, very well indeed. Said the game hadn't started, but the team sheets were in. So, almost a turnover against South Melbourne. Papasanis was receiving. She was flagging wide down the right-hand side. Outer side here of Alamein. H.A. Smith reserve. Long ball down the middle. Johnson can't control it. Controlled by Sakalis. They build again through Hollingsworth, the score of that last goal. Out now to Green, one of the recruits in the mid-season from Bayside. Back to Hollingsworth again. Opponents around her. Tried to get it to Minton. She couldn't control it. Squirts to the back and kicking into bodies is Tay. And that was very good play by South Melbourne to ensure that they've got to reload again. Alamein. And Jamie Pollock writhing in agony. Even though she's got the shin pads on, that was right into her shin pads with plenty of power from Jessica Tay of Alamein, who are down 2-3. They've won their last 7 matches to roar into second position. Pass down the left-hand side. But a turnover again. Good play by Varley. Seems to have recovered from the injury she suffered a few minutes ago. Papasanis, the 17-year-old combining with the 15-year-old. And Lay. Then she lobs it over the top. Might be a turnover. Sano comes in. Inside the attacking half for Alamein. Good ball by Lawson. Now a magnificent shot into the left-hand corner by Johnson. What a shot! Brilliant play by Lucy Johnson. Lobbed it long and there was nothing Karitsakos could do as she was on her own. Loose marking by South Melbourne, and that is a beautiful strike into the left-hand corner at the Keong end of the arena here at H.A. Smith Reserve. And we are getting a cracking contest. 6 goals, and we're well before half-time. 3-3. Let's make it a shootout. There's no doubt the girls are at the moment. The coaches wouldn't be too happy. They want defence as Richardson lost control of it. She tried to backheel it to a teammate. Turned over by Sandu. Nice backheel by Johnson. Through ball past all of Alamein, but no one on the end of it. And cleared at the back by Karitsakos, whose pass is too long, the goalkeeper of South Melbourne. What a shot that was. I reckon in the last 4 or 5 weeks, I've seen long-range goals from outside the penalty area every match. They're putting on a magnificent spectacle, these women. It's wonderful to see. Down the left-hand side now, but not able to control it, is Goff. And it's over the sideline. So Goff, Johnson and Alonso goal scorers for Alamein. Sakalis, Richardson, after they were down 2-0. And Hollingsworth scoring for South Melbourne. 3-3 the score. Pastor setting it up for Johnson, the score of that last screaming strike. Down the right-hand side, Sano's there again to the top of the penalty area. Cut off by Lay. Gets out the left-hand side of the running machine, Hollingsworth. Those little legs pumping. Looks to try and keep it in. And eventually Sano just gets a little boot on it. Back to Hollingsworth. But the pass in the middle of the park wasn't good enough. Turned over by Alamein's Yaconis. Down the right-hand side. Chopped off by Green of South Melbourne. Missed by Lay. Getting in the way then was Pastor. But good play. Trying to work her way through Varley. Again chopped off by Lawson. Lawson down the right-hand side. Looking to cut inside. Varley comes at her. Forces the turnover by Lay, who's standing right at the top of the penalty area as a centre-back. And now Alamein will reload. Lay. Checker. Passer. Inside the attacking half and down the right-hand side. Over the byline. 3-3. As Mia Hollingsworth has a chat with the coach. South Melbourne on the sideline. Just need to take our breath here. What a game of football. Saw a ripping match a couple of weeks ago on a Monday night. Calder won 4-2 against Brilliance. This has risen to another level. Tough day for the goalkeepers and the defence of both teams. Karitsakos turned over again. Alonso volleys it down to Johnson. Johnson cuts inside of the top of the area. Good pass, Pastor. Alonso has a chance to shoot. Well stopped by Karitsakos. Back to the left-hand side. Goff couldn't get enough on it. And South Melbourne quickly get it away from the danger zone. But it's going to be Alamein's ball. Oh, what a contest. Great save by Karitsakos. But the balls are travelling with interest towards the goal, and the goalkeepers at times just can't quite stop them cleanly, and that's why there have been opportunities to score. And both teams have taken advantage of that on ricochets. Now Lawson receives on the right-hand side, running out of room up to the top of the 10-yard box. Alonso's there again, shoots and misses. Should have scored then. The goalkeeper was on the left-hand side. She had the right-hand side to aim at, and it just parries past. Oh. But I think that, to be fair, well, no doubt we can say this now, that a South Melbourne player might have just got a touch on that, because it's another corner kick, and Alamein have certainly had their fair share of that in the first half. To be taken on the commentary side or the social club room side here at H.A. Smith Reserve by Sandhu. Sandhu, good ball. Into the heart of the 10-yard box, headed away, arriving late Hollingsworth, but turned over again by Yaconis. Inside the attacking half for Alamein, approaching it is Alonso. Gee, she's good on the ball, does well, loses it, regains it, back to Yaconis, down towards Goff, is on her own now, as the South Melbourne defenders sag back inside the penalty area, looks for a way through. Papazanis cuts it off for the time being for South Melbourne. Won again, though, by Alamein, but only momentarily over the sideline. We take our breath again at 3-3, almost 4-3. Alonso had the goal mouth open, but a pass went across the face. But I think that an opposition defender might have just got a touch on it, because she doesn't normally miss. Well, she obviously did, because it was a corner kick. Now, they're under pressure. Papazanis turns it over. Just outside the penalty area. Back inside the penalty area in the attacking half for Alamein. Lawson combines it. Shooting long and high. And this is Johnson this time. Way too much elevation on that shot outside the penalty area. Her other shot came from the right-hand side and was magnificent when she scored a few minutes ago. 3-3 the scoreline. What an exciting game of football this is. Hope you're enjoying it on Football Victoria's live stream of the Women's Premier League, round 19. Well into the back end of the season, and all matches are vital. Alamein, you'd think, would be there. South Melbourne hoping to be there, fighting with Heidelberg for that fourth spot. Now, South Melbourne have the ball inside the defensive half. Green combining with Pollock. Goes back to Varley. Alonso keeping her honest. Has to work hard down the right-hand side. Leah Varley looking for a pass now. Didn't get towards Minton. Getting in the road checker. Still inside the defensive half. Stopped by Hollingsworth. Back to Green. Now to Hollingsworth. Good play, Sano. Green, an inside ball. Turned over by Johnson. Johnson to Alonso, and Alonso kept it moving but had too much carry on the kick, and it couldn't be controlled right on the sideline by Lawson of Alamein. Score remains at 3-all. What a contest this is. Loving every minute of it. Shelby Green looking for options. Goes for a little one towards with the throw to Hollingsworth, but had Lawson hanging off her. The tall and the small of it. Hollingsworth lacking height compared to Lawson, but has all the skill in the world. Goes to halfway with the pass. Controlled nicely by Sakalis. Goes back now to Hollingsworth, the playmaker. In fact, it was Richardson who gave it to her. She and Sakalis have orange boots. Now a pass down towards Green. Green playing in defence, has to go back to Varley. Varley now will look to try and switch into the middle of the park. Turnover by Pastor. Couldn't get enough on it. Back now towards Lawson. Again, they're turning their passes over. Haritzis. Not a good pass by South Melbourne. Lawson down the right-hand side towards Sano. Sano looking to come in board. Lobs it long and high, but right across the face of the goal mouth. And again, it goes over the byline, and South Melbourne will set up again. Good attempt by Sano, though. Shelby Green did pretty well, though, to force her outside. She stayed goal side on the edge of the penalty area as Sano ventured down that right-hand side. Score remains at 3-all. Long ball straight down the middle by Karitsakos. Headed away, though, by Johnson, who's been terrific in this half. Goff couldn't control it. Over the sideline. And Haritzis will receive on the edge of the penalty area. Little pass is okay. Kept alive by Pollock. Papazanis. Pollock again, looking to build through the middle of the park. Pass towards Sakalis. Back to Pollock again. Down the left-hand side, Green running for her. But coming across her path, Sano, excellent again. Another turnover for Alamein. Well played by Lawson, controls it, does well. Good pass to Alonso, but she couldn't get a boot on it. And Haritzis is at the back and gives it now to the goalkeeper, who was almost met late by Sano. Forces the turnover to Goff. Goff gets it down to Pastor. Kicks into bodies. Cleared quickly by Lay of South Melbourne. Controlled expertly by Sakalis. South Melbourne on a run through the middle of the park. Little pass now out in the direction of Minton. Minton, the leading goal kicker for South Melbourne, on the edge of the penalty area. Does well to get a past Sano. Checker comes across her path with Hollingsworth. Two experienced players. Back to Varley now. Varley will shoot. She'll curl it, but it bounces comfortably on the edge of the goal mouth, and in the road is Melissa Barbieri. Well outside the penalty area then, Leah Varley. Good attempt though. 3-all the scoreline. Barbieri back into play. Sano. Lawson inside the attacking half now. Alamein back to Sano, running on the outside down the right-hand side. Back to the top of the penalty area. Here's Johnson. She scored from this range earlier, but kicks into bodies. Haritzis heads away. Varley gets a little boot to ball. Johnson gets it back now. Alamein still controlling it. Yakonis does well to just get a boot involved before Minton could get there. Down to Goff on the left-hand side. Headed away though, nodded cleverly. Standing on the edge of the 10-yard box on the left-hand side was Haritzis. South, though, lose possession in midfield. Alamein win it again. Good play by Tay to get it back. And now Sano has been outstanding. Down to Lawson on the right-hand side. She wants to come goal side. Opposed to Green to the top of the 10-yard box. And almost an own goal given away by Lay as she tried to stop it on the edge of the 10-yard box. Luckily, Karitsakos was able to dive and stop it. Could have been 4-3. And that goal could have been an own goal against South Melbourne. Still 3-all. In the middle of the park again. Side the attacking half. Through ball by South Melbourne's Hollingsworth. And now Sakalis. Lobbing ball. Headed down. Good defence at the back by Sano. Comes back to the edge of the penalty area. Attacking half for Richardson. She turns. Sandu inside out. Now on the edge of the 10-yard box. It's still alive. As in the end, the defence of Alamein, they didn't panic. Barbieri was diving across an opponent and may have clambered into her. who's over the byline, and in the end Alamein just had to boot it over that sideline. So South Melbourne player, I think it might be Sophie Sakalis, the scorer of the first goal down. No, it's Sarah Richardson. They both have the orange boots. It's a good contest though. For South Melbourne, out to Papansis. She's close to the sideline. She gets a little pass inside now. They look to keep it alive. She kept going, little Sophie Papansis. Down that right-hand side, the 15-year-old, but coming across her path, Alamein put it over the sideline. It will be a South Melbourne ball. They haven't had a corner kick yet. They're well inside their attacking half at the Keong end of the ground. Nice little throw. Kept alive by Pollock, but turned over by Checker. Down the right-hand side, Alonso arrives. Pass too long for Pastor. South Melbourne win possession. Now they've got the three defenders just inside the defensive half, all combining. Long ball by Varley, but no one on the end of that to take advantage of it for South. And it is vacuumed up at the back by Barbieri. Down the left-hand side, too long for Sandhu. Does she keep it alive? Oh, she does. I thought that was out. That's how she scored the first goal. Tried to go down the left-hand side for Goff. Oh, Haritzis allowed that to get past her. Goff does well to put a bit of pressure on her. But Haritzis turns her inside out, heads to the right-hand side, but puts it over the sideline. Poor clearance by South Melbourne. And they win possession again. Alamein inside their attacking half. 3-3. Lucy Johnson, the scorer of the equaliser after they scored the first two, and then South got the next three. Long range from outside the penalty area, finds Lawson. Lawson cutting inside, beating Green up to the top of the 10-yard box. Great clearance, great stop, and now she's got a chance to make sure she gets the team away by Varley. Varley did very well then. Down the left-hand side to the running Minton. She stays onside. Checker's there to meet her. She's goal side. Minton looks to come inside her. Good little ball right across the right-hand side. And now it's Pollock on the edge of the penalty area, but she kicks into the body of Pastor, who puts it over the sideline. It will be a South Melbourne ball deep in their attacking half. Wonderful contest from one end to the other. Free-flowing football. 3-3. Coming towards the end of the half, 1 minute remaining. Chance for the coaches to reload and just get a better idea of the way things are at half-time. Hear from the players. Come up with different strategies. Hollingsworth kicks into bodies on the right-hand side. South back inside the penalty area. Cleared well, though, by Sano, who's been one of the best for Alamein at the back today. She's not panicked. And once again, South Melbourne have possession in the closing stages of the first half. 3 goals apiece. Ripping game of football. Pass inside the penalty area. May have nearly been a hold. Cleared at the back by Alamein. On a couple of occasions, they bring it down the right-hand side. A lobbing ball. And then a pass by South Melbourne inside their attacking half. Taken by Minton. And then she got it back towards Richardson, but her pass sails right over the byline. So both teams are turning it over a lot inside their defensive half. Hence why there's been a few goals scored. 3 each. What a half of football. The way Alamein started, I thought it might be like the match I last called here when they destroyed Heidelberg 6-1. They scored in the first 10 minutes. Rachel Alonso and Catherine Goff. Then all of a sudden, South Melbourne, after a good save by Barbieri, but she couldn't control it, it was knocked in the 10-yard box by Sakalis, and then a brilliant piece of play down the right-hand side by Sarah Richardson running out of room, and she got it past a diving Barbieri, and it either had just gone over the goal line or it was knocked in for sure by Jamie Pollock. And then a brilliant goal by Hollingsworth, beat a couple of opponents inside the penalty area, made it 3-2 very quickly for South Melbourne. We're all stunned the way they got those 3 goals quickly. And then a magnificent strike heading down the right-hand side from outside the penalty area by Lucy Johnson of Alamein means we're all square. Now, Rachel Alonso had a chance to make it 4-3. Goalkeeper was beaten, but South Melbourne just got a little touch on it and it just slewed away past the goals and didn't go into the back of the net. And that could have been 4-3 and nearly an own goal against South Melbourne as well. So action aplenty, 3 goals all, a match between second and fourth on the ladder. We hope the second half is as good as the first half. We'll be back with more shortly from H.A. Smith Reserve in Alamein.
Yeah, I think it's whenever they show.
Welcome back to H.A. Smith Reserve. Just confirming to the goalkeeping, confusing everyone, especially my good self. Number 1 is generally Aaron Hudson of South Melbourne, but and Karitsikos wears 22. Now, there was a little bit of consternation before the match started involving the two coaches. I found out that what the situation was there. Originally, Sophie Sakalis was going to be a sub, so she started. And I don't think Alamein had been told about that, but there was also a switch with the number of the top for the goalkeeper in South Melbourne's Aaron Hudson. So I called her Aaron Hudson earlier and then Karitsikos, so it's Aaron Hudson, the goalkeeper for South Melbourne. So just clearing that up. There was a late change in the number, which I was not informed about. But anyway, it is Aaron Hudson. She's conceded 3. Melissa Barbieri's conceded 3. And it is a ripping contest. Alonso scoring early. Terrific volley. And then a lovely left foot drive down the left-hand side by Catherine Goff. Made it 2-0 for Alamein. We thought, gee, they're going to have a big day again. They've been so good in recent weeks, swamping opposition teams, 32 goals to 4. But then South Melbourne hit back brilliantly. Absolutely brilliantly. With a great goal to Sakalis after Barbieri couldn't quite stop the original strike. And then a lovely piece of work down the right-hand side by Sarah Richardson. Scored another goal, which might have been knocked in by Jamie Pollock after Barbieri was beaten. And then a third goal, a minute later, came from Hollingsworth, beating a couple of opponents inside the penalty area as they're inside their attacking half straight away. And then down 3-2 very quickly, Alamein. It was Lucy Johnson able to score a long strike from outside the penalty area as South Melbourne do well to get it inside their attacking area this time. But cleared by Barbieri. Back now towards Lay. Lay's pass is a through ball that has no one able to take advantage of it, and Barbieri will swoop at the back and tidy it up and clean it up again with her side locked at 3-3 in a tight tussle. One of the greats of women's football, Melissa Barbieri. On the left, inside the attacking half now for Alamein, but over the head of everyone, and Shelby Green will bring it back into play. No subs made by either team. One of the players picked up mid-season for South Melbourne from Bayside. South Melbourne losing Alexandra Gummer, who's gone to quarter. Turnover again as Alamein were looking to build. Side the attacking half of the visitor, South Melbourne. Spills now, looking to get a little pass backwards as Richardson. She finds Papazanis. Papazanis' pass, though, chopped off by Goff. Goff got it through Papazanis, but at the back, good defence again by Haratzis. Back now to Papazanis, just a youngster in this team. Flat-footed though was Richardson. Good turnover, Sandhu. The top of the area, Goff, but her pass was also not able to find a target. So a lot of turnovers. They're inside the defensive half, South Melbourne, and a pass down the right-hand side by Richardson should be tidied up by Checker of Alamein. Little pass to the top of the penalty area to Pastor. Pastor goes inside to Johnson. Johnson slides it out wide now to Sandhu. Sandhu nearly loses it. Good contest at ground level. Sees South Melbourne stay in the contest, but then Johnson wins it back defensively and then puts a lot of pressure is put on by Minton, putting Jessica Tay down, forcing her pass to slew away and go over the sideline. Excellent defence by South Melbourne. Great pressing at the top of the penalty area inside their attacking half, although South Melbourne did have the last touch. Now they're back inside their attacking half, Alamein, but only momentarily. Leah Varley's there, waited for the ball to sit, and Alonso nearly ran her down. Got it back now to Hudson. Hudson brings it out towards the right-hand side, and Sandhu knows the ball go over the sideline before Papantis can get there. And it's going to be an Alamein ball. Sandhu has to go back now and find Tay. Johnson couldn't quite control the pass, but Sandhu tidied it up for her. Right on halfway inside the attacking half now, Johnson. Good pass. Building again is Pastor. Out to the right-hand side to Lawson. Lawson gets confronted by Green. Comes inside, but it passes no good. Chopped off by Lay. Good ball comes down from Sakalis. Down to Hollingsworth, who loves to run, but she just gives it up comfortably to Barbieri at the back. He'll tidy it up again. 3-3 the scoreline, early stages, second half. Barbieri elects to pick it up and pass wide to Tay and Sandhu. Sandhu was a bit hesitant. Turned over by Richardson. Held on to, I thought, by Sandhu right in front of the South Melbourne coach, who's not happy. And it's going to be an Alamein ball. Pastor had two opponents to beat and couldn't beat them. Now South Melbourne have a chance. Minson, their leading goal scorer this year, tries to get inside the penalty area. Good play by Lay to come across her path, supported by Checker, and South had the last touch over the byline. Good defence. 3-3. Ripping contest. Down the right-hand side now. Tay. Nice ball. Looking to build now, Alamein. To Lawson, too long for her. Varley's at the back. Will take on Lawson. Get around her with ease. Nice little ball. And South building through Pollock, the captain, and Green. Green now controls the ball as Lawson was trying to run her down. Oh, Varley miskicks it. Alonso turns it into an Alamein ball. And South Melbourne do well to put it over the sideline and allow them to reset. Just an element of panic there to the top of the area, but no one there for Alamein to grab it. Haratzis tries to clear it, getting in the road Alonso. Goff's there as well. It's socket back though by Papansis. Then it's cleared now by Hudson. South Melbourne right on halfway. Ripping contest again, but Checker will pinch the pocket of Richardson. Down the left-hand side to Goff. And she is offside. She is offside. It was called late. Just as she tried to get herself in the right position down the left-hand side, Catherine Goff, one of the goal scorers in that frenetic first half. And it's 3-3, South Melbourne and Alamein, as it was at half-time. Haratzis, Richardson, and just getting a little boot on that Goff. And Papansis to take the relieving throw. Right on halfway, nodded away by Checker. Goff allows Alonso to take it. She's creative. In the middle of the pitch now, inside the attacking half. Lawson driving hard. Green putting pressure on her. Green pushes her out. Lawson now outside the penalty area. Good play by Green. Right at the top of the byline. Lawson still got it. Good defence. Varley lends support. They get it back, Alamein. Footed away, though, by the youngster Papansis. How good is she? And eventually lobbed out of the danger zone by South Melbourne, but only momentarily. Good nodding down by Tay. She got it to Pastor. Pastor heading to the left-hand side. Will she keep it in Sandhu? She does. She nearly loses it. Gets it back to Johnson. Johnson near the area. Turns on, harasses inside out. Back to Alonso. Alonso shoots, but into the header unintentionally of Varley. And it ricochets out to Green. So Leah Varley saves the day as it got her in the back of the head. Great contest. South Melbourne defending hard inside the defensive half as Pastor brings down a player. He's in a little bit of trouble. Studs were up. And it will be a South Melbourne ball in their defensive half. Cindy Lay went down then. Varley a long ball. Getting in the road is Sano. She just throws her boot at it and puts it over the sideline. Again, it's all about getting back into your positions and looking at the situation. South Melbourne in possession on halfway, but a turnover. Great little backheel. Johnson allows Pastor to go to work, but Johnson couldn't control it. And again turned over by Pollock of South Melbourne. There in midfield, Richardson inside the attacking half, kept the ball rolling. Hollingsworth back to Richardson. Oh, she clambers into an opponent on the top of the penalty area. It's kept alive by South Melbourne, but then Barbieri dives on it. Does well just outside the box. Could have been some danger as a South Melbourne player is down and in some trouble. It was a good contest. And it was accidental contact. That's why a free kick either way wasn't given. Really tough game of football, this. And the coach wants to have a chat to Sophia Sakalis, the scorer of the first goal, and also issue some instructions to Jess Lay. Sorry, to Cindy Lay. It's Jess Tate of Alamein, and the ref's keeping a close eye. There'll be a bit of injury time here as the rest of the South Melbourne girls get together and the Alamein girls are together. And yeah, she's in some trouble. Sarah Richardson was the player that went down and been helped by the physios to the other side of the pitch. She's been such an important member of this side this year. Gives them vim and vitality. She's just going over to the corner flag, as we can see on the vision, and she's limping a lot. I think they'll try and give her some treatment. So the sub hasn't been called for yet. They had this situation in the first half with Leah Varley getting started in the leg, the lower leg, and she was cleaned up. And the same situation has occurred here with Richardson. So Barbieri gets Alamein back into play. Down the right-hand side, Pastor goes at it. Varley's a tall girl and does well to turn it over. Now Pollock has it. Back to Leah Varley inside the attacking half. Heading to the left-hand side now. Under some pressure. Looks to try and control it. Can't. Good opposition provided by Alamein. They win it back. Johnson tried to get there, but Varley's such a tall girl. She nods it down, keeps it in South Melbourne's possession. Here's Hollingsworth now. Hollingsworth approaches, top of the area, looking to shoot and scores! Great goal by Mia Hollingsworth. Magnificent shot to the right-hand side. She's in the heart of the goal mouth, Barbieri. Nothing she can do about that as she just turned the opposition inside out. They're one player down with Sarah Richardson still limping on the sidelines. And the coach is furious of Alamein. They're now down 4-3. Alamein, South Melbourne, another brilliant goal, another great long-range goal in this magnificent game of football at Alamein. Now Alamein received through Goff. Inside the attacking half. South's defence has been good. Coming in is Minton. She kicks into bodies. It comes out now to Johnson. Johnson will find Alonso, who knocks it in. But is it offside? It is offside, I think. As the goalkeeper, Hudson, had overcorrected as she tried to approach Johnson on the left-hand side, and she passed it to the top of the box, and Alonso was there, but it's called offside. Late call, but it's called offside, so a goal disallowed. South still in front 4-3. Could be an upset here. Long ball. Missed by Sandu. She tried to head it away. After her now is Minton. She hasn't scored yet, but shows a lot of defensive pressure. Barbieri boots it back, and then Johnson volleys it away over the sideline. Couldn't control it. 4-3, South Melbourne. And Richardson limping off, so South will definitely have to make a sub. But they lead 4-3. Great goal, Hollingsworth, who's got a brace today and 10 for the season. Sandu there. Hollingsworth beats her again. She got 3 opponents around her. She beat 2 last time. Little pass out to Sakalis, who does well to control the ball under some pressure from Yakonis, who tried to challenge her and win it back. Taken by Varley. Down the left-hand side. Looking to build again. That's a long ball that goes across the face. Again, there were no defenders there to support Barbieri. He was lucky the pass was a bit astray on the left-hand side by Jamie Pollock, and it misses completely. It's 4-3. So change being made. Now South Melbourne have put their sub on, remembering for about 3 or 4 minutes they were down a play because of Sarah Richardson's injury, and that's Hollingsworth was able to score. And the Alamein coach, Sensei, absolutely furious about that. He said, we've got more players on the field and they're beating you everywhere. Long through ball. Their pass is not working at the moment in their attacking half, Alamein, and Green's able to tidy up with Varley at the back. So they've got good structure and not controlling it, unfortunately, was Minton, and it is over the sideline. 4-3 the scoreline. Johnson, slightly flat-footed. Passes now into the midfield. Yakonis running for her. On the outside is Sandhu. Looking for Goff right on their sidelines. But she may go for a little pass towards Pastor, but too much on it. And Shelby Green's in the road again. Been okay playing in defence today. The former Bayside player. Good pass down the left-hand side. Now a chance for South Melbourne, but it's over the sideline. They can't control it. Anvari is the new player on the park, Miriam Anvari, and she wasn't able to control that. And Alamein win possession, but now they lose it as Varley is able to put it over the sideline right on halfway. South leading 4-3. They were down 2-0. They got it back to 3-2. Great strike by Johnson, made it 3-3, and then a beautiful goal by Hollingsworth, where she again weaved her magic for the second time in the match, once in the first half, once in the second half, has given her team a 4-3 lead. Alonso has it on the edge of the area. It looked like Alamein might have levelled again, but it was called offside. Now it gets to the top of the box, but couldn't control it. Goff, that was a good cross from Alamein, from the right-hand side to the left-hand side, and lurking with intent was Goff. Had two opponents there, but she just couldn't quite control it under some pressure. So still 4-3 South Melbourne's way. This would be a mighty win for them should they get over the line today. Taylor Schneider getting ready to come on. Let's get her first run at it today. Solid member of this side. Hudson issuing instructions as she long and flat, but headed away by Sano. And Vari keeps it alive, but chopped off at the back by Tay down the right-hand side. Green is there. Varley as well, backtracking. Little ball. Intercepted cleverly by Pastor. The edge of the area now for Alonso. There's a bit of holding. And the refs called a free kick just outside the area. I think it will be a free kick in a dangerous location for Alamein. You could see that Alonso was slightly impeded in that exchange. And Rachel Alonso scored the first goal of the match. It's been another 6 since to get a team on the way, but now they trail 4-3. As I say, put one in a few minutes ago after their Hollingsworth goal, but it was called offside. And a big wall confronts her of South Melbourne players, just on that right-hand side the penalty area. She lobs over the top, it's straight into the bread basket. Probably didn't do enough with that. Was slightly unsure what she was trying to do. Didn't kick through it, and it was comfortably taken by Erin Hudson in the goal mouth. She goes long and high, Hudson. Side the attacking half for South Melbourne. Waiting at the back. Sano loses it. Hollingsworth's there again. She's dangerous. Can she get it past Barbieri? She can't keep it alive. She's beaten Barbieri again, but had run out of room. 3 opponents around her. How well is she playing, Mia Hollingsworth? Putting on a clinic. Her team, South Melbourne, up 4-3. They've had a difficult 7 weeks. Just 3 wins in the past 7. While Alamein have really hit form. I saw them play Bayside and they were lucky to get out of that with a 1-1 draw. It was a very long extra 5 minutes of injury time. And I reckon they scored in the absolute last second of that extra time to make it 1-1. Since then, their form has been brilliant. Sakalis has scored an early goal coming off. And South Melbourne make a change. And Hayley Richmond coming on. Their second sub of the day. Barbieri, straight down the middle. Good ball. That clean bowls everyone. Except Lawson got a little header on it, which he couldn't keep alive. 4-3. South Melbourne's way. In their second half. Green. Almost turned over. Wearing the orange boots, Richmond. The sub. Trapped it, but couldn't control it for long enough. Pastor. Back on halfway, out to the right-hand side to her teammate from Alamein in Lawson. Lawson and Green take on each other. Lawson down the right-hand side to the top of the area, but then cut off by Varley, who thrust a big boot out in the 10-yard box and is happy to concede a corner. They've had no corners, South Melbourne, but they still lead 4-3. They've had an abundance of corners, Alamein, and they trail. It's a ripping game of football, though. And the ball actually made its way into the right residential area right behind the goals at the Keong end, where South are defending. The other end, of course, you've got the Southeastern Freeway, sometimes the Southeastern Car Park, depending on what time of the day it is. And up the hill to Hawthorn. Good ball to the top of the 10-yard box, headed away nicely by South Melbourne. And now they have a chance to clear. Rushing out of defence is Minson. She loses control of it. Putting a bit of pressure on her was Tay. Now it goes back to Papansis. She had to get it to Hudson quickly, who got a hurried boot in, and then trying to get in position was Minton, but she pushed her opponent out, and that was obvious in front of our commentary position, and Emma Checker will take the resultant free kick for Alamein. So she goes back now to Tay, heading out to the right-hand side. Hollingsworth approaches, now to Pastora. Pastor had too many opponents on her. Back now defensively, and Alamein have to start again through Barbieri. Barbieri does well on the left to get it to the middle of the park. Haritzis is in the road. She volleys it down. She finds her teammate, who sets up again Green. Good little ball from Pollock, but couldn't find a target. But again turned over by Anvari inside the attacking half of South Melbourne, who lead 4-3. Back to Shelby Green on halfway. Good defence by Alamein, forcing them back inside Alamein's attacking half. And now they've got to go back and set up against South Melbourne through Hudson, who leaves the penalty area and kicks it long. But there was a shove out by little Miriam Anvari, and it will be taken by Alamein, just inside their defensive half. Down the right-hand side. A lot of connection in their play at the moment, the home team. Pass now to Lucy Johnson. Lucy Johnson goes back now to Checker. Checker looking to build on the left-hand side. Good ball to Sandhu. Sandhu down the left-hand side to Goff. Two opponents with a Papansis, one of them. Helping her out is Minton, who's done a lot of two-way running as one of the key attacking players. Having scored 11 times this year for South Melbourne, she's happy to concede another corner. And once again, they get a chance through Sandhu's produced some lovely corners today, nice and deep. Killed them in to the top of the 10-yard box, putting some pressure on the opposition. That's another good corner again, but it just went past everyone. It was a bit low, so you couldn't really get a header on that unless you hit the ground, and it wasn't comfortable enough to trap either. So it's South Melbourne's ball, near where the byline and the sideline meet on the far side of the pitch. And there's a player down. It's been a war zone today, hasn't it? Alamein player down this time, hurting herself as she was trying to get a touch on that in the dangerous 10-yard box. As Alamein get ready to make a change. Jacqueline Lemieux sort of got her sub-vest half off. So I think there'll be a bit of injury time again. Although there wasn't much in the first half when Leah Varley got injured, then Sarah Richardson got injured, although the medical staff of South Melbourne took her off pretty quickly and then she wasn't able to come back on and got replaced. Although they were down a player for a little while, and that's where Mia Hollingsworth was able to score, which I'm sure would annoy the Alamein coaching staff, as Rachel Alonso comes to the bench to speak to the team manager Steve in his beautiful pink shoes. He certainly stands out. Looks like it might be Lucy Johnson. The player's hurt herself. She's stretching. They've called for the sub, so Lemieux comes on. So 4-3 South Melbourne. The ref looks at his watch, as you can see on our screen. Great to be with you in our coverage on the Football Victoria's stream of Women's Premier League, round 19. South Melbourne on the verge of causing an upset, considering how well Alamein have played in the last 7 weeks, dominating teams. Only conceding 4 goals today. They've already conceded 4 in around 70 minutes of play. Alamein in possession now inside their attacking half on the right-hand side. Lawson throws it to the edge of the penalty area, nodded over the sideline though by the tall figure of Varley of South Melbourne. Lawson gets another chance at it. More central location. Yakonis gets a little boot on it. Cleared though by Haratzis, just outside the penalty area. It's charged on again by Anvari, but at halfway Checkers there to meet it. Goes back to Barbieri, who leaves her box and then elects to kick in the direction of Sandhu. 2-1 to beat, could not beat them. Then Sandhu wins it. She heads it down to Checker. Missed by Papazanis, taken by Goff. Goff to Sandhu on the halfway mark for Alamein. Down the left-hand side, Goff stays onside. Haratzis is with her. Goff trying to stay alive, just keeps it in. Goes right across the goal face, and then it's put over the byline defensively by Shelby Green. And another corner for Alamein. You're disappointed they haven't made more of those corners today. They've had that many chances, and Sandhu will again get that chance. There's a couple of South Melbourne defenders standing in the 10-yard box. The rest of them all bunched towards the top of the penalty area. It's a low corner kick, headed away cleverly by South Melbourne. But back again to Sano. She's the roadblock. She brings it back inside the attacking half for Alamein. Sandhu, under pressure, trapped. Gets it now to Alonso. Alonso chips to the top of the area. And then a terrific header by Pastor, but well stopped in the goal mouth. That was beautifully read by Erin Hudson as she was backtracking. She got a bit on that header too, Pastor, but Hudson read that like a book. Saves another one. 4-3 lead South Melbourne as they headed out of their defence. Alamein, good play Checker. Down now to Sandhu, to Goff on the left-hand side, running out of room. Just keeps it alive. But it goes behind the goals and over the byline. Good defence by South Melbourne. Haratzis was able to get goal side, forcing Goff to go very wide indeed. Papatsanis has been terrific today. Just 15 years old, pint-sized, and playing a critical and integral role in defence for South Melbourne. Hudson, straight down the middle. Headed back inside the attacking half by Alamein. Varley attacks it hard. Back to Haratzis again under pressure. Alonso goes at Hudson, who clears it again quickly. Another lovely nod to halfway. Oh, gee. Yakonis was run into by Anvari as she was looking to scissor kick it back in the attacking half for Alamein, and it will be an Alamein ball. The only goal of the second half going to Mia Hollingsworth of South, who scored a brace. Her team leading 4-3. They were down 2-0 after 10 minutes. They led 3-2 after 20, and then a long-range goal by Lucy Johnson made it 3-all at half-time. And Rachel Alonso had a shot which was just stopped by the South Melbourne defence, and it slewed away as Hudson was beaten, the goalkeeper, before half-time. And then she also scored in this second half, but it was deemed offside just after Hollingsworth had scored when South Melbourne were down to player Sarah Richardson and got injured. As it starts to rain here at Alamein, again, Checker's pass is run down, stopped at the back. Good play by Cindy Lay. And turnover, though, trapped brilliantly by Sandhu down the left-hand side. Doesn't get to Goff. Getting in the road, Papsanis. Here again to Goff once more on the left-hand side. Haratzis with her. Goff now floats it to the left-hand goalpost, and waiting for it comfortably and gleefully is Erin Hudson. No harm done for South Melbourne, who hang on to a 4-3 lead. And Hudson rolls it out to the right-hand side. Taken by Green. Tried to get it to Anvari, but meeting it will be Barbieri. Scoops it up. Clears it now. Checker. Down the right-hand side. Urgency for Alamein now. Little pass backwards. Looking to set it up. Lemieux. And finds Jessica Tay. Now to Lawson. Lawson running out of room. Cuts inside now. Turns a couple of opponents inside out for Alamein. Approaching the penalty area. Good pass to Goff. Goff now near the edge of the byline. Can she take them on? She has a couple of opponents pressing her. Catherine Goff needs support. Gets it back to Sandhu. Sandhu's open now. Outside the area. She shoots. Didn't have enough on it. Good defence again by Cindy Lay. It gets mangled with by the Alamein forwards, and it's back now towards Sandhu. Gets it back to the top of the 10-yard box. Try to get a header in there. Pass to her, two opponents around her, and they save the day against South Melbourne. A pass to the middle of the pitch. Hollingsworth has it pinched from her. Good play by Lemieux. Does well to trap it and control it. Now down towards Yaconis. Out to the right-hand side to Lawson. Lawson now under pressure. Comes inside to the top of the penalty area. Chance for a goal again to Alonso. It is. It's a goal. It's Hudson stopped it and then couldn't control it. Then it got knocked in. Terrific cross by Lawson, and unfortunately for Erin Hudson, she couldn't quite hang on, and it's knocked through for another one for Alamein, and they've got it back to 4-all. Dangerous all the time. The goalkeepers are doing a mighty job under extreme pressure, but Hudson bobbled it, couldn't control it, and it was put away by Alamein to level the scores once more. What a contest. Thought Hudson had just hung on, she couldn't. And they were pouncing because Alonso was right in her face, ready to cause some damage, and she did. South Melbourne defending again inside their penalty area. Varley, Haratzis, she'll turn it over though. Straight to Sandhu, who's been pretty good today. Pass now to Lemieux, who's given them a lot of vim and vitality since coming on. Back now to Sandhu, arriving Anvari. Anvari does well, but kicks it back into Sandhu, who's, a one-man band out there at the moment for South Melbourne. Coming late, Lemieux to help her. Anvari, part of the 3-on-1 situation for South, but still back inside the penalty area. And gee, they had to work hard, South Melbourne, despite having all the numbers. And Haratzis, a good confrontation with Goff. And eventually Goff was the last one to have a touch over the byline. It's 4-all. A goal apiece in the second half, 3 goals apiece in the first half. Ripping game of football, very high scoring. Both teams had a draw earlier in the season. And Alamein won the other meeting 2-1. Controlled by Alamein again. Tay. Down the right-hand side, Lemieux. Lawson. Green with her. Wins the contest. Shoves her off it. Tried to get it to Pollock. Taken again brilliantly, Sano. Sano a long ball to the top of the 10-yard box. Headed away by Pepsanis, but only as far as Goff. Goff gets around her. Then Anvari comes in to help Pepsanis out and does well. Good contest by South Melbourne. They put it over the sideline. Sandhu was there sagging back a bit. She probably should have come up and helped Catherine Goff. Her throw to the edge of the penalty area. Finds Parsor. Back now to Sandhu. Sandhu of Alamein to Lemieux. Lemieux now to Yaconis. Pushes it on, but no one's on the end of it. She's hoping Alonso might be there. Varley back now to Hudson. That's an errant pass by Erin Hudson, the goalkeeper. And it goes out of play once more. 4-all. Lawson. Very overcast, getting quite dark here at Alamein. Lawson lost it, regained it, passes back again. Tay. Checker. Inside the defensive half for Alamein now. Back now to Sandhu on the switch on the left-hand side. And Vari keeping her honest. Pass turned over by Pepsanis for South Melbourne, but only momentarily. Lemieux pounces. Good ball to Yaconis. Knocked off, though, by Varley. Varley goes back for South Melbourne, and again, Hudson will reset. Heads down the left-hand side, low and flat in the road. Volleyed away by Goff to keep it inside the attacking half of Alamein, and then put close to the sideline by Richmond, one of the subs for South Melbourne. Good contest for Pastor, but she couldn't quite beat Papsanis on that occasion. Hollingsworth there. Checker does well to turn it over close to the sideline. Side the attacking half. Good ball by Pastor. Now an opportunity for Goff to the top of the 10-yard box. Stopped by Haratzis, helping Hudson, a goalkeeper, out, and then put over the sideline. Probably panicked a little bit then, Cindy Lay. And it's again going to be possession for Alamein while inside their attacking half. Score it 4-all. Nice throw to the top of the penalty area. Controlled by Lawson. From Goff's throw, again has a number of opponents around her, looking for a way through the maze, goes back to Yakonis. Yakonis also does well to concede some territory to Sandhu. Sandhu now back towards Goff. Goff to Lawson, top of the area, she'll look to shoot, she curls it long, just had a bit too much on it on the right hand side, and it goes over the crossbar. Good work by Alamein, being as patient as they can in this contest. Just trying to work their way through the maze. As South Melbourne got numbers back, camped at the top of the penalty area. Haratzis has been pretty good. Varley as well. Hudson back into play. Head straight down the middle. Waiting down to tidy it up, Sano. For Alamein, down to Lawson. She and Green have had a wonderful battle. Lawson on the outside, Green on the inside. Lawson looks to cut inside. Green now got a foot on it, and it will be Alamein's ball. Needs a loose player. She finds one, Yakonis, in mid-pitch. Inside the attacking half at the top of the area to the dangerous Alonso. Has to go back with opponents hanging off her. Sano goes low and vacuuming in to claim it off the carpet. In the 10-yard box is Erin Hudson of South Melbourne. It's 4-all. Hudson, a long high ball towards halfway. Volleyed away nicely by Checker, but probably not where she wanted it. It's chopped off by Hollingsworth inside the attacking half. Hollingsworth beat a couple of opponents earlier to set up her team's fourth goal and her second today. Good pass to Pollock just outside the penalty area. Pollock goes back to Varley. Varley sinks her left boot into it. But again, it's headed away by the Alamein defence. Back now to halfway, and she finds Lay. Lay a little through ball to Varley. South Melbourne in possession. Out now to Pollock. Pollock inside the attacking half. Went for a nice little ball to Hollingsworth. But again, getting back, Yakonis, and Hollingsworth came across her path desperately, but had the last touch. It's Alamein's ball in their defensive half. So Taylor Schneider getting ready to come on. And Catherine Goff being replaced. So one of the USA imports, Taylor Schneider, spending a lot of time on the bench, but required down back to look after the situation. So that means with Catherine Goff up, she's played more of a holding midfielder role, sort of in the defensive half. Sandhu, my guess would be she'll move into a more attacking role to replace Goff, as Alamein bring it inside their attacking half. Hudson miskicks it as it came back from Haratzis, who will win it again at ground level. Good contact by Sandhu. Gee, she did well to beat the field on that occasion. It's volleyed on comfortably by Pollock, and now she finds a teammate looking to work her way through, but wasn't able to. And again, they get it back, Alamein, defensively to Barbieri. Barbieri's pass is okay. Sandhu working hard, and it's over the sideline. Emily Raymond's come on as well for South Melbourne. She was involved in that exchange. She's there at halfway. Richmond's there as well too for South Melbourne. Goes back now to Varley. Alonso keeping her honest. She elects to deliver it defensively to the goalkeeper Hudson. Getting a foot on it, Lemieux. Now here's Sandhu running out of room. No, she's over the sideline. The coach does not have the coaching bench of Alamein reckon that she might have been in. I think they have a point. I thought she was still in. Anyway, she wins it back, Sandhu, on the edge of the area. Good defence, though, by Papansis to win the ball, the youngster. and control it and get it towards Haratzis. Haratzis throws a left boot at it, but it'll be turned over by Schneider, who's just come on. Now towards Yakonis of Alamein. Down the right-hand side to the running Sano, has been very good again. Cuts inside to the top of the penalty area. Intercepted, though, by Varley of South Melbourne. Score is 4-all. Varley takes them on. Great run by Leah Varley down the left-hand side. But I think she ran out of room. And Yakonis also kept her honest. Good chase. And it is Alamein's ball right on halfway. So they're attacking half again. They win possession once more. Through Lawson. A long high ball. Finds Alonso. Gets it over the head of Varley. It's no mean feat. Was she brought down in the penalty area by Haratzis? No, said the ref. And her pass will find the sideline again. 4-all. Could be a draw coming up for both teams here. In a very high-scoring encounter. A bit more defensive in the second half. 6 goals scored in the first half. A couple of near misses for Alamein as now South Melbourne have the ball and Vari on it. She goes for a through ball, which Schneider allows to get to her goalkeeper Barbieri at the back. Gets it out to Taylor Schneider. Schneider now down the right-hand side looking for a way through. Nice delicate little pass to Sano. Sano to Lawson on halfway. What a contest that's been against Green today. One of the best one-on-one battles that we've had. Pastoral wins the ball, tried to get it to Lawson. The header in the road by Green of South Melbourne, who win it inside the defensive half. Stripped of it is Lay. Couldn't get much on it, Alonso. At the back, Papansis. Does well now to Pollock down the right-hand side, and Vari with her is Schneider. And Vari does well to keep it alive, did well. But Schneider recovered better as Envari nearly slipped over. She lobs it over the top, Schneider. But good play by Envari to keep her honest. It loops out now in the direction of Checker, and it's over the sideline. Good hustling by South Melbourne to keep it inside their attacking half. Smaller opponents, Papansis and Vari, against taller girls like Checker and Schneider, and they're winning the battle, South Melbourne. Wonderful effort here by this young team. It's 4-all against Alamein at Alamein, involving South Melbourne 4th on the table, Alamein 2nd. Schneider nods it down. She may have been holding on to her opponent. Alamein some work to do. Hollingsworth controlling it inside the attacking half of South Melbourne. Sano comes across her bows. Wins it back for Alamein, but can't control it, Lawson. Just inside her defensive half. Back now to Green. Hollingsworth. Good play by Lawson, but headed away at the back again by Varley. Down now to Raymond. Back to Varley. Varley. Her through ball, cut off, ricocheting away by Yakonis and not controlled by Sano of Alamein. So South Melbourne's possession, I'd say both teams have had fairly even share of possession today. 4 goals apiece, maybe Alamein just slightly in front there. The throw was not a great one by Varley. It allows it to be cleaned up at the back by the defenders of Alamein, Checker, and now Sandhu, who goes down, and it's not a free kick against Sandhu, or is it a free kick? Well, the ref didn't blow his whistle, but I think it might be a free kick. Emma Checker's not happy. She's confused as the ref speaks to the South Melbourne coach. Emma Checker said she had already played the ball, but I didn't hear a whistle. So I would have thought you wait until the whistle's blown. Now the ref, which means we'll add a bit more of extra time on here, could still get a result one way or the other for South Melbourne. It's a vital one for them as Emma Checker says, let's go. You can see her remonstrating on our feed for Football Victoria. Dan Lonigan with you, great to be here. Jordan looking after the camera today, doing a great job up on the roof here at Alamein Stadium. Down the left-hand side from Checker. Pastor's after it. But it will go over the sideline, I think, and it does. Good play by Cindy Lay. She just made sure she put her body on the line to ensure it's a goal kick, and they can regain possession, South Melbourne, in the defensive half at the Keong end, or Hawthorn end. of this great stadium in the leafy eastern suburbs of Melbourne. Long ball, headed away by Pastor, but couldn't control it. Knotted back by Schneider inside the attacking half for Alamein. Lobbing ball. Another header came from Horitzis, who now at ground level has it turned over. And a magnificent shot by Sandhu. And it was a great save by Hudson. Sandhu was outside the penalty area and did an outstanding job to shoot long. And Hudson did well to jump up and parry it away. Oh, drama galore. Could have been 5-4. What a shot that was by Sandhu, but what a save it was by Hudson, who seemed to hurt herself as she went to ground after she jumped up high and made one of the great saves of the match. Sandhu's got her hands on her head in exasperation after that almost went in. But Erin Hudson makes one of the great saves of the day. Could have given Alamein a 5-4 win, and you can just see the coaching bench. They jumped up. They thought they might have had it. But she just got there late, Erin Hudson. Doesn't matter how late you get there as long as you make a save. And she's hurt herself coming down after jumping up a long, long way, nearly as high as the crossbar, in making one of the great saves of the day in a match filled with drama, filled with excitement. It's 4-all. Could have been 5-4, but it's not. Could have, should have, would have. Really good contest, though. If these two play each other in the finals, it's their third meeting this year and they've had close matches. Alamein have won by 1 goal. There was a draw earlier and we could have a draw here, a high-scoring draw. So another corner. They've had many of these today. So she takes the pace of it to the top of the 10-yard box. Oh, it's headed down, almost in by Sano, but good play by South Melbourne to just get a boot on it. It was heading to the right-hand side, and they've saved the day because the goalkeeper, Hudson, was beaten. And another corner, this time on the right-hand side. She took the pace off it then, Sandhu, and Sano did very, very well to get a decent header on that. But it was good reflexes by the South Melbourne defence to just get a couple of boots in it and put it over the byline. Another header. This time it rolls over the back. Lawson runs after it now. Green's with her. Lawson in control. Giving her good support was Raymond for Green on that occasion, and they win it back, South Melbourne, down the left-hand side. But it's stopped by Yakonis at halfway. Brings it back inside the attacking half for Alamein. And then the header can't be controlled by the South Melbourne defence. And Alamein win possession. Through Sandhu. Sandhu to Lawson. Lawson running out of room. Loses control. They win possession back, South Melbourne. Back to Sandhu. Lobbing ball. Couldn't quite get a header on it. Inside the penalty area. Pastor rolls at the back now to Checker. Checker has an opponent near her. Good ball inside. Hudson, though, will take it as it rolls to her. She was slightly hesitant as there were boots flying everywhere from the Alamein attackers in the penalty area near the 10-yard box, but Hudson was able to grab it, kick it quickly. Oh, gee, good play by Envari to put a body on the line as Sano tried a scissor kick and almost connected with her back down to Barbieri. And now they've got a chance on the counter-attack on the right-hand side, Alamein. Sano's ball towards the top of the penalty area, trapped by Alonso. Gets it out to Sandhu on the left-hand side. Sandhu looking to try and work her way through. Kicks into the body of Papazanis, and then a long high ball comes from Yakonis, but clears the crossbar by a lot. 4-all the score. Really good contest. Going right down to the wire as Alamein continue to attack. That's the way they play. Could be an opportunity go begging here for them at home. South Melbourne would be delighted to get a point here, as we can hear in the background our one-man band, the South Melbourne cheer squad. He's been cheering all day. He's got louder the longer the match has gone on, knowing his team might hang on here for a draw. It's headed on a couple of occasions by Tay. And now Yakonis is there winning it for Alamein at halfway in a 50-50 ball. Lost it, regained it, passes out to Lawson, gives it to Alonso. Alonso back to Lawson. Green in pursuit. Lawson will receive it wide on the right-hand side. Green's there for company. Lawson cuts inside her, top of the penalty area. Couldn't get much on it. Kicking into bodies was Pollock. Lawson couldn't control it. Back to midway again in the attacking half for Alamein. Lawson once more. to Sano. Down the right-hand side. Lawson receives again. Under pressure. Loses it. Regains it and over the sideline. Will be a South Melbourne ball. No sign of the indication of injury time yet. So there's still enough time for a team to score. Alamein doing all the attacking at the moment. Comes back now to Schneider. Just inside the defensive half for Alamein to Checker. Controlling things at centre back. Schneider again, one of the subs. And Sano sharing it. A long defensive ball to Barbieri. The 39-year-old goes right down the middle. Good ball. Tempted header by Pastor. She misses it. Varley can't control it. Alonso can. Does well to be under pressure from Hudson. And Hudson's got her. Hudson's got her in the box. She's brought her down. It was a contest between Hudson and Alonso. Hudson charged at her. Alonso lost her footing. There was contact. And there's going to be a penalty for Alamein. Going to be a penalty for Alamein. Not sure how much contact there was by Hudson, but she had to come at Alonso. It was going to be a battle between the two of them. And Hudson came at her, made contact. And a penalty for Rachel Alonso to maybe give Alamein a come from behind win despite leading 2-0 at one stage. She's been good today, Hudson. Alonso shoots. It's been saved by Hudson. She went to the right-hand side and she saved it. She put it over the byline. She has saved Rachel Alonso's penalty. The last shot of the day. Can you believe it? Drama everywhere at Alamein. Wonderful save by Hudson. Remembering a few minutes earlier, Sanders' long shot from outside the penalty area was also saved by Erin Hudson, who jumped up a long way towards the crossbar and saved it. And that was a great save again. Should have gone left, went right because Hudson sort of had the right-hand side covered after she gave away the penalty when she ran into. I didn't think there was a lot of contact. Alonso, it was going to be a battle between the two of them to see if Alonso could score, and she was connected with inside the penalty area, hence a penalty for Rachel Alonso, but she couldn't score. But what a game of football. It's 4-4. Both teams get a point. One of the games of the season, the one-man band for South Melbourne still cheering and hollering on the sideline. A great result for South Melbourne considering they were down 2-0 after 10 minutes when Rachel Alonso scored the first goal. And then Alamein got a quick reply just after that through Catherine Goff. And then South Melbourne found a way through. It looked like Barbieri had stopped a strike and she couldn't control it. It was knocked in by Sophie Sakalis, who made it 2-1. And then a couple of minutes later, it was 2-2 with a beautiful piece of work down the right-hand side by Sarah Richardson. And then she had beaten the goalkeeper, Barbieri. And then to make it absolutely certain, I thought it might have gone in, it was knocked in by Jamie Pollock, the captain. And then we saw a brilliant piece of work by Hollingsworth inside the 10-yard box. She beat a couple of opponents and put it in. And South Melbourne, from being 2-0 down, with 3-2 up at the halfway mark. And then a great long shot by Lucy Johnson for Alamein made it 3-3. Alonso nearly made it 4-3, but South Melbourne just managed to clear it and slew it away as the goalkeeper, Erin Hudson, was beaten. So 3-3 at half-time. And then more drama in the second half with Sarah Richardson, who'd been very prominent for South Melbourne as one of their attackers, went off injured. They were down, and she hadn't been subbed out, so they were down one man. And a great effort by Mia Hollingsworth inside the penalty area to beat a couple of opponents and thread it past a diving Melissa Barbieri when her team was down a player to make it 4-3. But then they managed to get a goal much later in the half when Erin Hudson tried to stop a ball right on the goal line, couldn't quite control it, and then it was knocked in to make it sure for Alamein 4-4. And of course they had that penalty at the very end and weren't able to score it through Alonso. And just before that, Sandhu's long-range shot from 10 metres outside the penalty area was brilliantly saved as she jumped up almost adjacent to the crossbar, Erin Hudson, to make one of the great saves. What a game of football that was. 1 point to both teams. South Melbourne 4th on the table, Alamein 2nd, and a really good high-scoring game for all. Thanks for your company. We'll have more football next week for Football Victoria. Enjoy your week.